In 1772, a British ship sailing through the Coral Sea approached an island clearly marked on every major map of the time. The crew expected land, but what they found was open ocean. No island, no reef, nothing. For over 500 years, explorers, map makers, and even satellites believed this island was real, but it never existed. This is the story of Sandy Island, the phantom landmass that fooled the world. In the age of exploration, mistakes were common. Ships often logged land based on quick glances or suspicious shadows. And in the vast Pacific Ocean, surrounded by storms and swells, the ocean can play tricks on the eyes. It's believed that the first mention of Sandy Island came from a whaling ship in the late 1700s. A dark shape was seen on the horizon, possibly a volcanic rock, a drifting pumice raft, or even just low clouds. The crew wrote it down as land. That one log entry was copied into another navigator's chart, then another. And soon, Sandy Island appeared in global atlases, French maps, British naval records, German scientific charts. They all listed it as real. For decades, it sat undisturbed between Australia and New Caledonia, a lonely speck in the Coral Sea. Ships rarely went that way, and when they did, many didn't bother to verify it. After all, the map said it was there. Why question it? By the early 1900s, maritime navigation had improved. One of the first signs that something was wrong came from a merchant ship that passed near Sandy Island's coordinates. The captain reported calm seas and no sign of land. His logbook noted the discrepancy, but the entry never reached the mapmakers. Even if it had, updates were rare and expensive. Printed maps couldn't be easily changed, so the island stayed. What's even stranger is that Sandy Island wasn't always drawn the same way. Some maps showed it as a narrow crescent, others as a jagged blob. A few labeled it as undocumented or unconfirmed, but none removed it completely. In the 1970s, a few scientists suggested it might be a cartographic error, but even then, no one took the time to check. It wasn't worth the cost of a dedicated survey, so it lived on as a ghost. In 2012, a team of Australian scientists boarded the research vessel Southern Surveyor. They were headed to study tectonic plate movement in the Coral Sea. Their instruments included sonar, seismic readers, and advanced mapping tools. As they approached the coordinates of Sandy Island, they expected to at least find shallow reefs. But the readings told a different story. The ocean floor beneath them was over 1,300 meters deep, more than 4,000 feet. That depth ruled out any reef, sandbar, or island. There was nothing there, just open ocean. The scientists triple-checked their maps. According to Google Earth, the island was clearly there. According to their instruments, it never had been. They marked the finding, published a paper, and notified geographic authorities. Google quickly removed Sandy Island from its map. The story spread worldwide. Headlines read, "Scientists discover island doesn't exist." It was both funny and unsettling. If a fake island could stay on maps for centuries, what else was still wrong? Sandy Island isn't the only cartographic ghost. History is filled with phantom islands that fooled sailors for generations. One famous example is High Brazil, a mythical land west of Ireland. It appeared on maps as early as the 14th century and was said to be cloaked in mist, visible only once every 7 years. Then there's Kakum Freiland, an island near Greenland shown on European maps for over 100 years, and Thule, believed to be a frozen land beyond the known world. Some phantom islands came from icebergs mistaken for land. Others were real islands that later sank due to volcanic activity or erosion. But many, like Sandy Island, were just mistakes. A shadow, a reflection, a cloud. One small error repeated 100 times becomes truth. And once it's on enough maps, no one questions it anymore. The fiction becomes fact. In the digital age, we assume maps are flawless. GPS, satellites, global databases, they give us the illusion of certainty. But Sandy Island proves that human error can survive centuries, even in the modern world. One mistaken sighting in the 1700s led to a myth that lasted until 2012. Google, National Geographic, and even marine navigation systems listed the island as real. So how many other errors still exist? Not just on maps, but in what we think we know? Sandy Island isn't just a cartographic curiosity. It's a reminder that our knowledge, no matter how advanced, still has holes. Sometimes, literally. Sometimes 1,300 meters deep. And sometimes, we won't even notice until someone finally decides to look. I cover strange history, hidden truths, and real things that sound fake. Keep yourself informed. You should subscribe to Stay Safe. Were people stupid to believe these islands were real? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever spotted something weird on a map? Or anywhere else for that matter? That shouldn't be there? Maybe you're right. See you next week on Weird Scope TV.